All right, Steve, we're on the air.
Hey, everybody. Great to be back with you. And today we have a really great subject. It was one of my dreams in life to meet this guy, and somehow destiny had it in store for me. Now, this is how the story starts. He was doing a tour, and he was doing his face white face to go on stage. Jerry, he was in town in San Francisco. Jerry asked me, called me up. He said, Steve, let's go down and see Dylan at the Warfield. We had a night off. And so he and I alone went down to the Warfield Theater in San Francisco. Of course, everybody knew me and him. And so we knock on the stage door and they open it up and let us in. And Dylan was just getting on stage right at that moment with this white face looking just like this. And so when in the Warfield, when you come in through the stage door, you're right on the stage. From the street, it opens right onto the stage. And the curtains would block you sometimes in the wings there, but they were open for this show, and you could see directly at us. So Dylan looked right over. He saw me and Jerry. We stood up against the wall, and we tried to blend in with the stage wall, but Dylan played and kept glancing over at Jerry. Then he came over and talked to him for a few minutes and said, "One day I'd really like to go out and play with you guys." And Jerry said, "That'd be an honor. We'd love it." And they talked a little bit. We didn't see him for a while after that. This was a few years before, and then his people got a hold of us. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but there it was. I was at the studio in Front Street. Here's our Front Street studio, and I was sitting there waiting. Well, it was a dark and rainy night. It wasn't a nice day like this. It was pouring rain. The front office that we had was right there behind those glass doors you see, and the guys were back rehearsing, and they said, Steve, keep an eye out for Dylan. He's supposed to show up tonight. And he was pouring really hard rain. And I thought, how's he going to get here? Is he going to come in limo? Is he going to come with an entourage of people? Is he going to be dropped out of a helicopter onto the roof and we're going to have to bring him in through a hatch? It was just all these things going through my mind. I was excited to meet him, and be the first one of our bunch to welcome him. And so I'm sitting there and it's getting late and dark out there, and knock, knock, knock on the door. And I look, and there's Bob Dylan standing there, just like this, with no shirt and a leather vest, just like that, soaking wet, soaking wet. So I open the door. Come on in, Bob. Now, in life and how it went, my mom gave me the couch that I grew up on in her living room with my dad, and this couch was, now she'd given it to me. It was at my house in Mill Valley for years, and then, like we did with old furniture, we usually brought it to the studio, so we didn't go buy new furniture. That was just the Grateful Dead style. So I brought this couch, and it sat right there in the front office, right across from the desk. And so Dylan comes in like that, wet and dripping, and I tell him the band's back there rehearsing, and I'm going to go back and get him and bring him out here and say, Heidi, we've been waiting for you. And so I didn't say he should stay there or anything. I thought, come on back with me, or, whatever. He could have done it. But he kind of sat down on the couch and just was getting a breather. And I went back there to tell everybody he was out there. Well, by the time they were excited, they put down their instruments and everybody walked with me. I led in, and Jerry was right behind me. Phil was behind him, Bobby, Kreutzmann, Mickey, Brent. And so we go in there, and he's asleep on the couch that quick. I don't know where he came from. There was nobody dropped him off. No cars were out there, no people or anybody, just like this. And he falls asleep on the couch. So the guys, we almost started laughing, but everybody was really quiet. And they went back and started rehearsing again. And I did too. And then I came back and checked on him a little while later, and he was awake. And I said, come on back. And I take him back to introduce him. But while he was sleeping on there, I remembered something. When I was a kid, I was playing his albums. I loved him. I was about maybe 14 or 15 years old, and I was loving all his stuff. And my dad and mother came in, and they said to me, what are you playing? What is that music? I said, this is the poet of my generation. These are the words we speak. And my father said, wait a minute. Listen to this. And he turned his stereo that he built on, and he played Frank Sinatra and stuff he liked. And he was saying, that's singing. That's singing right there. And I'm sitting on that couch right there getting this lecture. And I'm arguing with them about, no, I like Dylan's a great singer. They didn't get it, you know. And so here I am thinking, wow, Dylan just fell asleep on that couch. Who would ever think the couch would follow me? I would get to meet him. I would get to be his roadie and work with him on this tour and a couple of tours and get to know him. And here he came back to the rehearsal area, and Jerry and him start talking right away, and everybody. And then they started exchanging thoughts on what songs they could play. And Dylan had to be refreshed on all his old great gems. And so Jerry started teaching him some of his own songs. And I went and got some guitars, and he held the guitars like he had never seen a guitar. I figured he would have guitar with him, or a favorite guitar, or something he would suggest. We had a lot. So we ended up playing this really nice Washburn electric that he liked, and we set it up for him. But he was a very interesting guy, and I was honored to do his gear. And Ramrod and I got really close with him, and everybody did. And he keeps to himself, though. He's interesting, and he's sort of like a unit. So he wanted to come out and see what our scene was like and how we went on the road. And he was telling us that he hadn't been out in a while touring or anything, and he was looking around for a venue, a way to do it. So he joined us, and we went out on the road, and we did some dates that summer, '87. And he was just a wonderful guy to work with. Smoked a lot of weed with me. And at Jerry's funeral was the last time I saw him, really. And what a great guy. What a wonderful human being, and what an honor. There he is with that guitar. And when he first was playing a gig, and I just can't tell you, because all the years working with Jerry's band, Jerry paid tribute to him with his music. It was like destiny, all of us getting together. And he's an amazing, wonderful person. Glad to see he's getting all the things he wants now in life. I hope he is. I hope he's happy. And there you go. That's the story of him and the couch that he fell asleep on, and how it, in my life, intersected in an incredible destiny of where life takes you. You could never tell. When I was a kid sitting there, did I ever think I would ever be working with Dylan? I thought it was maybe I would be my dream, but it got to happen. And the couch went with me. You explain it to me how that happened. Is too many different things for it all to come together like that. Love you. Thank you. Subscribe if you like this. Thank you. It's a wonderful, wonderful world. Enjoy it.